in years. It's a very significant moment, potentially, as South Korea prepares to host the Winter Olympic Games next month. Brian Todd is reporting on these late-breaking developments.
Anticipation builds tonight as diplomats from North and South Korea head to the so-called Peace House in Panmunjom in the DMZ for their first face-to-face talks in 2 years. For the South Koreans, the motive is to ensure a peaceful Winter Olympics next month amid spiking tensions and fears of war. So why is Kim Jong-un ready to talk now?
In the short term, if he could get some money or if he could get some positive coverage, that would be great. But in the longer term, the consistent goal, I think, is to really drive a wedge between Seoul and Washington.
Analysts say for the calculating dictator in Pyongyang, this is an ideal time to talk and take advantage of South Korea's determination to pull off a trouble-free Olympics.
The Olympics he can use to threaten instability, or he can use the enticement of a stable, successful Olympics.
With a longer-term goal for Kim of trying to bring an end to joint U.S.-South Korean military exercises, which he's always seen as a threat. Has the U.S. been sidelined in these talks? No official U.S. representatives have been invited to Panmunjom, but experts say the two allies are likely in close coordination behind the scenes. And President Trump has weighed in, hinting the talks could lead to something bigger.
Are you willing to engage in phone talks with Kim Jong-un right now?
Sure, I always believe in talking.
But coming on the heels of so many intensely personal insults between them,
Rocket Man should have been handled a long time ago.
Analysts say the North Korean strongman might feel he'd lose face speaking directly with Trump.
After all that's been said, the war of words between the two men over the course of the past few weeks and months, it would be very difficult for Kim Jong-un to meet with Donald Trump one-on-one at this point. Korean culture is very rooted in respect and the legitimacy of the ruler.
Tonight, pressure is building for both sides to come up with some kind of deal for dialing tensions back. What could derail these negotiations?
What if the North Koreans decide that whatever promises they make, they're not going to uphold them, as we've seen repeatedly with missile tests and other things? The Olympics are a giant, juicy target. It may be something that Kim Jong-un can't resist trying to disrupt, especially if he doesn't extract as much as he thinks he should from these talks.
Now, South Korean officials are quoted as saying they may discuss reuniting separated Korean families during these talks. Reunification of the Korean peninsula overall is a long-term goal for both sides, but that's not going to be negotiated in this round of talks. Analysts point out Kim Jong-un's regime envisions a unified Korean peninsula under North Korea's dictatorship. Wolf?
Brian, what other concerns are you hearing right now as these talks get underway along the demilitarized zone?
Well, the South Koreans, Wolf, are clearly nervous about pulling off a peaceful Winter Olympics, so a lot of veteran diplomats are telling us they're concerned that the South Koreans are going to give away too much. Is that going to happen? This has happened before. After a summit between North and South Korean leaders in 2000, the South Korean president's cabinet was investigated and found to have paid about $500 million to the North Koreans just to go to that summit. It was a bribe, essentially. That's not going to happen here, but a lot of Korea watchers tonight concerned about the South Koreans giving away too many concessions to Kim Jong-un in these talks.
See what happens in these talks. They're about to get underway, historic talks. Indeed. Brian Todd reporting. Thank you. Coming up, Oprah Winfrey versus President Trump in 2020. Two of Oprah Winfrey's close friends tell CNN